Hi, everybody. It's Cindy with Candles and Supplies, not wearing my Christmas sweater. And this week is about solstice. Let's celebrate the solstice. It's coming up.
Winter Solstice.
The winter solstice is coming up. It's kind of a big time of year for me. I don't like darkness. I like the Christmas season with the Christmas lights out and stuff like that, but I'm a light fan. Yeah. Right. I'm a light fan. I like it when it's light out and stuff. So to me, this winter solstice means that the days are going to get longer because it's the shortest day of the year, but really they should call it the shortest daylight of the year. So it's the shortest amount of light that we see the whole year. And that means that spring and summer and light all the time is on its way. So that kind of makes me happy. I know. I like it. I'm a daylight person. So the solstice acknowledges the fading of darkness and the forming of light, right? Darkness is fading, it's done, it's the shortest day of the year, and then we're acknowledging new light as we come into the winter and spring and stuff like that. So it's a time, typical celebrations, you want to shed the past. That signifies the fading of the light, and you want to set your intentions, recenter yourself and everything for a hopeful new year, new time, future, that type of thing. So the winter solstice is a time to recenter yourself, refocus, recenter, calm down, get peace in your heart. Think about your ancestors, past, present, future, your family, yourself. Think about everything around you, all the natural things around you and stuff. This isn't about like things and stuff like that. This is about, your family and yourself and nature and everything that goes with it. So it's a pretty cool time of year. So the intention of it, you want to be more present with yourself, be more self-aware, good, bad, and otherwise. You want it to be good in the end. It's okay to reflect a little bit on the past, to shed whatever's past and to shed your darkness into your bright new future. But you just want to be more present with yourself and think about self-care and taking care of yourself and everything like that. So it's a pretty cool time of year. Typical traditions for this, bonfires, not bonfires necessarily, but fires, outside fires, party where you can tell, stories, that type of thing, a feast, you can do that. So it's a little chilly around here this time of year, but it still sounds good to sit by a fire. So fires, where you can gather with family and friends and just enjoy each other, that type of thing. Of course, candles, smudging of herbs and everything natural again to cleanse out your past, bring in a new hopeful future. And candles, of course. Candles are always a big part of any of my celebrations because I love candles. So the light is very, if you've ever done, there's a thing called candle gazing where you light a candle and stare at the light. And it's a form of kind of meditation where you can reflect on that.
The fire.
Yeah. So again, with the fire, but self-meditation, candle gazing, you can look at your candle and just kind of helps you reset your senses and meditate deeper and think deeper about things and stuff like that. So we're getting ready for the solstice. We're making some things here. Again, it's about, self-care and stuff like that. So good thoughts, hopeful future and everything. So we picked out, what did we pick out to use here?
Our fragrance oils?
Yeah. So we picked out a few fragrance oils that we thought were solstice appropriate.
Right.
Our favorites.
Number 1, Solstice Soiree. Obviously, we had to use this one. So this fragrance is a smoky, clean, mysterious, and it's totally addicting.
It is totally addicting.
Yeah. Our test burn notes were wow. So yeah, big one. Very, very intense on the description. This bold medley brings an exotic burst of spice infused with white peppercorns and sensual leather warmed by smoky timber and charred woods. So the top notes are clove buds, cinnamon, white pepper. Middle notes, leather, smoky timber, charred cedar, balsam fir, and base notes are birchwood and porchwood. So
I love any of these smoky fragrances. I think I wrote the review that said wow. So yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely wrote that. That's not my description.
Wintry and
smoky. It's a spice and it's spicy, smoky. Like
love it. It smells very holiday-like too. So
yeah,
I just love this one. So of course we have to use that to celebrate.
Yes,
so. To celebrate, we're doing wax melts, of course, candles with crystals, little wax sachets too, and we'll show you how we're doing that. But these are the fragrances we picked.
All right. White sage, which is next. So obviously sage is cleansing, smudge it and everything. So it's a perfect one for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the cleanest and most beautiful fragrances we've ever tested. The aroma brings together all that is good on earth and felt to purify and restore balance in your mind, body, and place.
Right? Doesn't that sound like the solstice? We want to restore balance.
Yeah, this one is a very intense.
Clean ourselves up. No.
It's a very intense fragrance.
Yes, it is. It's very nice.
But it smells.
We sell a lot of it.
We do.
We sell a lot of it.
We were doing something where we were doing candles and we were putting the sage on top, and it smelled like almost exactly the same.
Yeah, it's excellent.
So it's very, very true to
the
form.
real deal.
Yeah. Inner peace. Obviously, we want some inner peace here. Imagine yourself an endless field of wildflowers where the air evokes the scent of white peonies, orange blossoms, geraniums dancing under a calm blue sky. Top notes: a winter lemon, pink pepper, wildflowers, peony. Middle notes: geranium, orange blossoms, rose, maroc. I can't say that last one.
It's a type of rose. Yeah.
Well, no. And then there's that.
Narcissus.
Yeah.
Daffodil.
Yeah, there we go. Bottom notes: tuberose, amber, and vetiver. I like vetiver.
Well, that sounds like where I want to be. Where did you, in a peaceful field of wildflowers?
Yes, in a wildflower field with blue skies.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I want to be there right now. Yeah. Sounds fantastic.
And then our last one, positive mindset. Obviously something else you want during this time.
Yes.
A bright, luminous blend of winter rose, magnolia blossoms, pink peonies, combined with eucalyptus leaves and a white musk to create an ambience built for positivity. Top notes: Italian bergamot, fresh lemon, eucalyptus leaves, ylang ylang. Middle notes: wild rose, pink peony, geranium petals, magnolia blossoms, and jasmine. Amber. Amber's joined us. Bottom notes: patchouli, cedar, white musk, and amber. This is also a very big seller. Positive mindset.
It is.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, obviously I've smelled all our fragrances and I've tested all of our fragrances, but there's so many and we test all new ones all the time, so I kind of forget how nice they are sometimes. I have to like re-smell them and be like, yeah, that's why we brought that one here.
Great. Love that one. So the easiest way to, first one we'll do is candles, because crystal candles are super popular right now. If you aren't making them, or if you, we're thinking about them and stuff like that, we highly recommend it. Candles with intention, crystal candles, that type of thing. Go on, Google it, see what everybody else is doing.
There's a lot of really pretty ones on Etsy and stuff.
Yeah, Etsy has some really pretty ones. There's some very talented artisans out there and stuff like that. We have a lot of people that do Reiki too, so they infuse their crystals with Reiki and then put them in your candles and everything. So lots of fun things to do there. So if you're making these for yourself, if you're a total novice to crystals, obviously there's lots of information online and you can pick them out that way. One of my favorite things to do is just to go to a crystal shop, look at everything they have and see what calls to me. Like, I find that you pick crystals, even if you don't know what they are, some you can memorize it and figure that out and stuff like that. But when you go into a crystal shop and look for crystals, you're drawn to certain things. For some reason, you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. That's got to come home with me. You don't know why. And then you'll look it up later and you'll see the meanings of the crystals and it'll be, like this or that or confidence or whatever. And you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I needed. It's funny how they find you that way. So it's pretty cool. So if you're making these for yourself, you can either, look up what crystals that you want to be in here. Typically for serenity and peace and that type of thing, we use a lot of amethyst. That's a purple crystal. Rose quartz. That's definitely like peaceful and everything. Aquamarine, hematite, pink opal, smoky quartz, blue quartz, pretty much any kind of quartz. So see what calls out to you. These are ones that, again, would be our favorites for this type of project and stuff. But we'd make what calls out to us. So here we have this beautiful candle that we made. It's a 2-wicker. It's just plain right now. So we're going to add some crystals to it. If you add crystals to your wax when your candle, like pour your candle and then try to put the crystals on, obviously the wax is, very light. The crystals are very heavy, so the crystals are going to sink to the bottom. So we typically let the candle set up until the top is hot enough or hard enough to support the weight of the crystal. So what we're going to do so that your crystals don't fall out, right? We want to infuse them in the wax a bit so that they don't fall out. First, you want to pick your crystals. That is her assortment that she chose.
I might add some other ones in there as we're going. But...
yeah, you can always add. So what we'll do with this candle to get it over so I'm just going to take a heat gun, heat up the top just to melt a little bit of wax on the top so that when we put our crystals, They'll sit right in there. They won't fall out. Don't get your heat gun too close to the wicks. You know how I know that? It will actually light up. All right. Yeah, it doesn't take long. It just takes a little bit to melt the wax. And you can always reheat. So you can heat and reheat. That's the beautiful thing about wax. So just have a little bit of melted wax on there. And you can either shove them into the candle, lay them flat on the candle. Need some more heat.
Yeah, it definitely needs more heat.
All right. We're ready to rock and roll now.
Oh, that was the clear ones you just don't really see.
And you don't have to worry about putting crystals into candles. They're not flammable, right? Because they're rocks. So
Yeah.
So what's going to happen as you burn your candle down and you get the melt pool, the crystals are going to continue to burn down. Well, they won't burn. They'll continue to go down in the candle with the melt pool. Yeah.
Right, and then you have crystals at the end too, so that's fun.
Exactly. And then when you're all
right.
done, take the crystals out. All right, sounds good. So that is all done. Should Christine sprinkle some little ones on the top or not?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add lavender.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
So we got all the natural elements. We got herbs. We got stones. That's great.
And herbs on candles. We did a while ago when that started becoming a thing. We were concerned about it too. We test burned it.
Being flammable.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously, because it's plant material. But we test burned it, and what happens is when they do hit the flame, they just burn up quickly and then are done. It's not anything crazy.
So it's smudging.
Right,
So,
it is smudging.
Right.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to like fill the entire top of your candle with herbs. That gets a little aggressive. But like a little sprinkle here or there, fine.
As a decorative accent, right? It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look how pretty your candle is.
So apparently, I didn't know this was a thing until the other day. Apparently, there's these new things called candle sashays.
They're not new. I was doing them before she was born.
Okay. Well, they've reemerged. All right, they weren't
Yeah,
that
they're becoming
popular
popular again. So what I was doing here before I broke it, but I'll fix it. Yeah, I'll just remelt it. No big deal. Wax sachets where you're supposed to put a little hole in the top, but you do that before the wax is hard.
If you use a high point melt wax,
but what's the great thing about candles? You just remelt it. So I'll pop these out and remelt it. So anyway, I have a little wax sachet that I can hang up, put a string through it and stuff like that, hanging up like an ornament. You can put it on your tree. You can hang it from wherever you would like to hang it. I'll probably hang them in my office. That way I can see my stones through that. But they're fun.
People sent them, put them in their closet and stuff.
Yep. Too, yeah, people are sending them. We'll do more on this because these are really fun projects. Put botanicals in them, arrange different botanicals. So if you Google like wax sachets and botanical sachets and stuff like that, a lot of things come up. They're really fun. So you can be super creative with it. Today we'll do crystals. And I'm going to do a couple different types. First, I'm going to spray. I'm just using soap molds because it's a nice sachet kind of size. I'm going to do ovals though. I did the rectangle. So I'll spray these. They're just silicone molds, so it pops out real easy. And I'll spray it with a little mold release so they pop out really easy. So I'm going to pick out a few crystals that I want in here, and I'm just going to put them right in the bottom of the mold. Don't need a lot. So think about at the top, you want to leave a little bit of room for a hole so you can tie a string to it and hang a string through. So I always leave a little bit of space at the top. And then I use paraffin for this because it's clear. You can use anything you want. You can use soy wax and stuff like that. I do recommend picking something with a melt point of like 140 degrees or higher. That way, the room temperatures, this, that, whatever, they're not going to melt on you. They're not going to be sticky on you, that type of thing if you choose a higher melt point wax. So remember to leave room for the
holes.
The holes. Yeah. Let me grab some wax.
Put a little.
Okay. So let's add some scent in here. What scent should we add?
I don't know. That's an excellent question. Let's do the No, I don't want to do that one. Let's do Inner Peace.
Do inner piece?
Inner
Okay.
Peace.
Sounds good. So I have
About 8 ounces of wax.
8 ounces. I'm going to dump some out because I don't want that much wax. I don't need that much wax. I'd like to have about 6 ounces of wax. 5.47. That's good. So how much scent are we going to add? So this, we don't have to worry about wicks and flammability and stuff like that. We can load this up with scent. I would do probably, I wouldn't do quite an ounce. Otherwise it's going to be too soft and it may discolor it a bit. I would do definitely a half an ounce though, because that's going to be 10%. Typically in a paraffin, we don't go above 6%, but
Okay.
perfect. Mix that up.
All right.
And pour it in.
Okay.
You can also, if anybody does resin, resin ornaments and stuff like that, you can use your resin molds to make wax sachets too. Don't fill it up too much.
You gotta say I don't know.
You just want to cover the crystals. You want to have them show on both sides. So the wax just has to hold the crystals together. You can use that, just pour the rest out, I guess.
Oh, I got a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Do another one.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, let's do botanicals in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do crystals and then we'll do botanicals. I'm going to put roses in
Oh
here.
yeah.
Because roses are good for the soul. Look, our roses are pretty cool because you get little buds in them. So I'm going to put some buds in here. That's fun. Usually I grind them up when I do soaps or something like that, but now we can use them whole because we want the sachets.
Bouncy little things.
They are, yeah. Botanicals never want to stink. You can pour the wax in, wait till it gets a little tacky on the bottom, and then put your botanicals in. But that's okay.
Yeah.
They can
Well,
float
I mean,
around.
some of them are on the
Awesome.
bottom, so you're gonna have some on each side. So that's kind of nice.
Okay.
Well, I got a little bit left.
All right. Let's do another. Put a bunch in here. That's going to be a crystal explosion. Yeah. Where are we at? It may be that there's too many in there, so it's just going to fall apart. We'll see.
That's definitely a possibility. We're experimenting.
We are.
That got pretty thick. That's fine. Okay.
It's all good.
All right.
So these kind of already set up. Yeah.
Oh, no,
not
they
that one.
didn't. No, they didn't.
Don't touch them before they set up. So I'm looking for the magic window of where they're still warm, but I want to pop a little hole in it so we can put an ornament in there.
Maybe do you want to do some clamshells while they're setting up?
Yeah, let's do that. So for the clamshells, I'm just picking, of course, a coconut wax or something, any kind of container wax for your clamshells. Something
Well,
that's
we don't
not
want
so
them
sticky.
too sticky. Yeah.
So for these, you could probably, like, these 6 cavities are pretty cool and super popular. You could probably put like one bigger stone or a few smaller
Right.
stones in there. You could make an intention pack where you have like anti-stress, calming, this, that, whatever, creativity, all kinds of positive things in there. So I'll let you add the scent. I'm going to put some big rocks in my clamshells.
Which one do you want to do? Positive mindset?
This fit? That fits.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest rock here.
All right.
So take the
Positive
temperature
mindset.
before you pour into these, because
Right,
what
right,
happens
right.
if you
They-
plan?
Melt.
You pour over what?
160.
Yep.
$174. Good thing we took the temperature.
I just saved your clamshell life. So these are now pretty set up. I'm going to just pop little holes in here, and this is just kind of a hole tool. A
hole too.
A hole tool. I don't know
You
where I got
probably
it.
could you use like a drill?
Yeah, you could use a drill at the end. Some type of skewer or wick pin, whatever. This I got for carving candles. It's actually like a leather hole puncher thingy.
So the question is, where did I put the little gaps?
Not there, I just hit a stone.
That one on the end, he's a
problem.
he has a problem.
So that just punched little holes in here so when we pop them out, it'll just be able to like pop out easier.
161. Yeah, that's close enough.
I think you're good by the time you pour it in there.
So I don't pour a lot of clamshells. So I have a question because I've done it both ways. Should you pour just in the individual things and not let it overflow, or let it overflow? Because I've seen it both ways.
That is a great question. So if you look, I'm going to take a blank one. So in clamshells, you can do it a couple different ways. So if you look at the cavities in the clamshell, the cavity dividers come below the top of the clamshell. So you can either pour individually, like if you're doing different colors or whatever, you can pour individually,
Right.
or you could pour up to close to the top and shut the top. And then that way you'll pop them all out at once and have like a breakable
Individual.
bar. Yeah. So it really depends if you want to break yours apart or not. So those are done, our wax melts. Our little sachets are
Oh, there
already
you go,
ready to
coming out.
come out. Oh, I hit the rock. That's what I did go through. I did punch a hole, but I punched it the wrong end. So, yeah, so the little wax sachets,
Oh, look at that little uncle.
aren't they cute? So, yeah. So you just have the little crystals in them and they look really beautiful. So, yeah. We'll hang them up. And that's what we got for your solstice enjoyment. So,
Yep.
Holly asked, where do we hang the wax sachets so they don't melt besides a closet? So, on my wall in my office, I have little ornaments hanging and stuff like that. So I would hang it there.
Christmas trees.
Christmas trees, you can put them on your Christmas trees, anywhere you want to. Usually like a window that doesn't have direct sunlight is a good place too. So they sell these little suction cup thingies to where you can suction cup it to the window, and then it has a little hanger that's out from the window. So it doesn't come into contact if the window tends to get hot. So the windows here, we don't get any direct sunlight in the front of our showroom, so we can hang things like that on the windows and it never really gets too hot, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's it for today. Happy full moon,
Yep.
Happy solstice, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Yep.